Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the sectors of Indian economy. On the basis of production, Indian economy is classified into three sectors: the primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector.
Primary sector is also called the agricultural sector. There are many activities that are undertaken by directly using natural resource is called the agricultural sector. Most of the natural products we get are from agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry. This sector is also called agriculture and related sector. Next one is the secondary sector. The secondary sector is also called the industrial sector. The secondary sector covers activities in which natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. It is the next step after primary. Examples of industrial sector. Using sugarcane as a raw material, we make gur or sugar. We convert earth into bricks and use bricks to make houses and buildings. Since this sector gradually became associated with the different kinds of industries that came up, it is also called as industrial sector. Next sector is the tertiary sector. The tertiary sector is also called the service sector. After the primary and secondary sectors, there is a third category of activities that falls under tertiary sector and is different from the above two. There are activities that help in the development of primary and secondary sectors. These activities by themselves do not produce a good, but they are an aid or a support for the production process. The tertiary sector activities generate services rather than goods. So the tertiary sector is also called the service sector. Transport, storage, communication, banking and trade are some examples of tertiary sector activities. Gross domestic product or GDP. What is GDP? Is the value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year, and the sum of production in the three sectors. Three sectors means the primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector gives what is called the gross domestic product or GDP of a country. In your textbook, page number 24, there is a graph. This graph shows the production of goods and services in the three sectors. This is shown for 2 years, that is 1973-74 and 2013-40. You can see how the total production has grown over the 40 years. In your textbook, page number 25, there is another graph that shows the share of GDP in two different years, 1973-74 and 2013-40. This graph shows the shift of GDP share over the years. It is clear from the figure the tertiary sector is growing over the years. Graph 3 shows the share of sectors in employment. In 1972-73, agricultural sector provides 74% employment. In 2011-12, agricultural sector provides 49% employment. It is clear from the figure, agriculture sector is the most employment generating sector in the Indian economy.
What is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act?
The central government in India recently made a law implementing the right to work in 200 districts of India. It is called National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005 or NREGA 2005. Under MNREGA 2005, all those who are able to and are in need of work have been guaranteed 100 days of employment in a year by the government. If the government fails in its duty to provide employment, it will give unemployment allowances to the people.
On the basis of employment condition, Indian economy is classified into two sectors, the organized sector and unorganized sector.
We already studied about the economic activities on the basis of production, primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector. Today we are going to discuss about the classification on the basis of employment conditions, that is organized sector and unorganized sector. And the third classification is based on the ownership. On the basis of ownership, the economy is classified into public and private sectors.
On the basis of working conditions, Indian economy is classified into two categories, the organized sector and the unorganized sector. In your textbook, page number 30, there is a story of Kanta and Kamal. Read this story and you can easily understand the difference between organized sector and unorganized sector. Organized sector. Organized sector covers those enterprises or places of work where the terms of employment are regular and therefore people have assured work. They are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations, which are given in various laws such as the Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Gratuity Act, Shops and Establishments Act, etc. It is called organized because it has some formal processes and procedures. Workers in the organized sector enjoy security of employment. They are expected to work only a fixed number of hours. If they work more, they have to be paid overtime by the employer. They also get several other benefits from the employers. The other features of the organized sector are they get paid leave, payment during holidays, provident fund, gratuity, etc. They are supposed to get medical benefits, and under the laws, the factory manager has to ensure facilities like drinking water and safe working environment. When they retire, these workers get pensions as well. Then the unorganized sector. The unorganized sector is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. There are rules and regulations, but these are not followed. In the unorganized sector, jobs are low paid and often not regular. There is no provision for overtime, paid leave, holidays, leave due to sickness, etc. Employment is not secure. People can be asked to leave without any reason. When there is less work, such as during some seasons, some people may be asked to leave.
On the basis of ownership, Indian economy is classified into two categories, the public sector and the private sector.
On the basis of ownership, Indian economy is classified into public and private sectors. Public sector. In the public sector, the government owns most of the assets and provides all these services. Indian Railway and Postal Services are the examples of public sector activities. Private sector. In the private sector, ownership of assets and delivery of services is in the hands of private individuals or companies. Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited or TISCO and Reliance Industries Limited are privately owned enterprises. What is the main difference between public sector and private sector activities? Activities in the private sector are guided by the motive to earn profits. The purpose of the public sector is not just to earn profits. Governments raise money through taxes and other ways to meet expenses and the services rendered by it. Modern day governments spend on a whole range of activities.
Public sector activities aim to make profit and provide services. What services are provided by the public sector? The basic essential facilities like healthcare, education, and public distribution system. Public sector provides infrastructure facilities like building roads, airports, harbours, railway stations, power plants, and dams.
Public sector also provides support services like support to industry, agriculture, and social welfare.
Thanks for watching the video.